Camera movements are a very important tool for filmmakers to visually communicate information or emotion to the viewers. Our first priority in deciding what camera movements we will be using is, how can this tell a story? We don't want to move our camera without reason, because when doing so, we will lose the attention of the audience. There are countless ways to move the camera, each with their own purpose. I will discuss 5 camera movements, the gears I will use for every shot, and of course, the purpose of every camera movement. Let's start with pan and tilt. This camera movement is achieved by using a tripod like the iFootage TC7 and a fluid head like the iFootage K7. A pan means you rotate the camera horizontally, either to the left or to the right, while a tilt means you point the camera upwards or downwards. We can use the pan and tilt to guide the viewers where to look. You can use this camera movement to track the subject's motion or the direction they are moving to, or to reveal something that is important to the story. The speed of your pan or tilt is also important to the story, as it gives a different tone depending on the speed of your movement. When you turn up the drag control dial of the iFootage K7 fluid head, you can make your pan or tilt smoother. And if you turn the drag control dial down, you can move the camera more responsively. A slow pan or tilt can give the audience a sense of anticipation, while a fast pan or tilt can give energy to the scene. Our next camera movement, ironically, has no movement at all. It's called the static shot. A static shot is just a fixed camera position with no movement. This is the simplest of camera movement, but it is integral in telling a story. We can achieve this by locking the camera angle using a tripod. Static shots allow the audience to visualize the scene and focus on the performance of the character, which is perfect for dialogue, and scenes where you need the viewers to be present with what the character is going through. Now let's proceed to the next camera movement, the dolly. You can achieve this camera movement by using a slider like this iFootage shark slider. A dolly in means you are pushing the camera towards the subject, which creates a sense of intimacy and drawing the audience into the character's world, allowing the viewer to connect more deeply with the character's thoughts and emotions. While dolly out means you are pulling out the camera away from the subject, so it looks like you are leaving the character and giving a sense of isolation and loneliness. Alternatively, we can pan the camera to the side to get our next camera movement, the truck. A trucking shot is where the camera moves laterally. This camera movement provides fluidity and excitement, enabling the camera to track subjects, which gives strong connection to the subject's journey, creating visually captivating storytelling. Our next and final camera movement that I will be discussing requires you to vertically move the camera up or down. I'm talking about boom. This type of camera movement are usually used to reveal something or track a subject that is moving vertically. Boom shots can be achieved by using a crane like this iFootage Mini Crane M1. A relatively heavy equipment like this crane requires a sturdy tripod, which is why I recommend this iFootage T7. After setting up the crane, you can now mount your fluid head and camera on the swivel bowl and get the boom shot that you need. And those are the 5 camera movements that you can use on your next project. Remember, before choosing your camera movement, ask yourself, what story do I want to convey to the audience? And how does this shot support your story? After you decide on what story you want to convey to your viewers, that is the time that you can settle on your camera movement. You don't want the viewers to focus on the cinematography alone, but to understand the story you are trying to tell. So that's about it. As always, I had a pleasure making this video today, and I hope you guys learned something new. Until next time.